Alright, so today I'm going to show you what I believe to be the best way to clean the contacts of retro video games. We're going to be using these products. You got some screen cleaner there, you got Brasso, the metal polish, and you got Deoxic D5, which is a contact cleaner. So these are games that I've already cleaned. There's Pac-Man for the Intellivision. That didn't have any screws. It was actually broken when I got it, so it just came, the board just fell right out. And then you got Outrun for the Sega Master System. That requires, that actually took a Phillips screwdriver. And then you got Ren and Stimpy for the Sega Genesis, which took a 4.5 millimeter security bit. We're actually going to be cleaning Skate or Die for the NES. I have not cleaned this game. I picked it up used years ago, and it was a second copy, and it just ended up in my collection. So now we're going to clean it up. I'm going to go ahead and use a 3.8 security bit on a drill, just like this. Okay. And this guy opens up. I'll get this out of the way. Looks like there's extra something in there. Weird. Alright, so let's take a look at our contacts. They look awful. Look at all that crap on there. You see that? That's horrible, man. Horrible. How about this side? Ew. That's even worse. Alright, so we'll go ahead and set you down. And we'll go like this. I'm going to use two different towels. This one is a microfiber cloth, but it has kind of the, it's kind of coarse. It kind of has like, what's the word I'm looking for there? You know what I mean. It's kind of rough. And I'm just going to use like a little dot of this Brasso, like that. And I'm just going to go over the contacts, cleaning them up. Still cleaning them. It looks like it's gotten most of the crap off. And I'm going to, you can see all the dirt on that towel. Well, maybe if it focuses, but it's pretty awful. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Just a little dot of Brasso. Ooh, used a little much there. It's easy to use too much, so another method is that you could just, you know, put a bunch in like a container of some sort, maybe a Tupperware or a sauce cup or a bowl, or even just a little saucer, a little plate, and then just dip your towel into that. Just like that. Alright. So now we have them mostly clean. You can already see a major difference in the contacts. Okay. So we're going to take our next towel, and this one's a little softer, not as coarse. And I'm just going to spray some Deoxit on it. And do the same thing that you did with the Brasso. And then also go a little bit higher up onto the board, just to make sure that there's no Brasso hanging out. I don't think it really hurt anything necessarily. However, it does kind of stink a little bit, so it's probably best just to get that off of there. And a little bit more Deoxit. Now this stuff right here, this Deoxit shit, this shit's expensive. It's like 15 bucks for that bottle. So you don't necessarily have to use it. You can use 91% rubbing alcohol, and that's fine. Me personally, I like the best on my game, so that's why I'm using the Deoxit. Brasso is definitely vital in this method though. Alright, so we got her cleaned up. And you can see a world of difference there. I mean, those things, those contacts look like they're brand new again pretty much. And see that side? Look at that. Beautiful. It just took so much crap off there, and there's a little spot by my thumb that we didn't quite get. That's okay. Alright, so now that we have that clean, normally what I'd do is I'd take this and I would clean all this, because that's something that, well, actually maybe I should just do that, right? So I got a towel here, and this is where my string cleaner comes in handy, and you can just use water for this portion, because water is fine for plastic. But we're just going to kind of clean up in there. And you also want to hit like these holes up on the top. Some dirt usually gets stuck in there. And then of course when you get to the detailing part, you're going to want to go around this part. I like a Q-tip when it comes to these like little grill kind of things, because it really just gets in there really nicely. And same thing with the back. You know, undo the important parts, of course. We're not going to go full out detailed for this video, but we are going to put this game back in there, and we're going to screw it back together. If you're going to use a drill like me, it doesn't require a lot to get these tight. When you see it kind of slide on your towel like that, that's when it's tight enough. Tight enough. And one more. Tight enough. Just like that. And it's easier when you're using both hands, obviously. Alright, we'll go over to the Nintendo. Sorry for the messy game room. And I'm not even going to try to bang it against the rim or anything like that. I'm just going to stick it in and push it down and turn it on. There you go. First time. I hope somebody out there finds this educational, beneficial, and let's do what we can to keep these keep these games preserved. You know, let's keep them going. Let's keep having fun with them. Don't blow in your cartridges. It oxidizes the pens. And, you know, you could use rubbing alcohol in a Q-tip, which is like what I see most people do, but really it's not going to get it as clean as the Brasso, because the Brasso is actually metal polish, so that's the point of it. So, there you go. Hope that helps somebody. Game on, guys.